Hello, dear students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Welcome back. Today, you are attending lecture number 2 in the chapter 14 Sources of Energy. Now, dear student, if you can remember, in our lecture number 1, discussed in detail about conventional sources of energy, but as you all know, because of overpopulation and demand of sources of energy, we all are engaged in finding some alternative sources of energy in place of those conventional like wood, coal, petroleum, etc. We actually require to find some new sources of energy. Not only we have to look for other natural sources of energy, but at the same time it's a huge challenge for us to develop the technical to develop technology to utilize those sources of energy. Understand? So my dear, today's lecture we are going to discuss about topic 14.3, alternative, or you can utilize the word non conventional sources of energy. What do you mean by non conventional sources of energy? So that means, dear student, those sources of energy, understand, which we haven't been utilizing since past. We are utilizing already wood, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. But at the same time we are also looking, and the quest of the mankind is for finding some alternative sources of energy which can also be helpful to us when these conventional sources of energy will not be available to us within next 50 or 100 years. So first, today in our topic 14.3, discussion about alternative sources of energy, we are first going to discuss one very important source of energy which you call solar energy. Tremendous amount of solar energy is available, understand. But my dear student, whatever solar energy is available to us, we are able to trap only 2% solar energy, and that 2% is also such a huge amount that the proper technological makeup will make, understand, our life more comfortable. So one of the best source of energy available to us, understand, and will be available to us, understand, for next year of time, as you all know, understand. Now just try to understand, dear student, which is the main source of solar energy, our sun. Understand, and our sun was almost actually it's not a part of our study, but our sun, understand, is just now in its middle age. So one thing is clear, that our sun, understand, one of the youth star, was originated almost 5 into 10 means 5 million years ago, and just now it is in the middle age. So because the origin of our sun is 5 billion years ago, so we expect that still the solar energy is going to be available to us for next 5 billion if any natural hazard does not happen. So lots of tremendous amount of solar energy is going to be available to us for next at least 5 billion years. That's why mankind concentrated on developing the devices to utilize this huge source of energy, and the first few earlier attempts were made when we invented solar cooker and solar water heater. If I just now explain you about solar heater, solar water heater, solar cooker, understand no need at all, because you are already aware of solar cooker and solar water heater. Today, though, as you all know, rather than utilizing the gas heaters and electric geysers for heating the water, understand, we are already getting today solar water heater on the roof of our tenements, our bungalows. And even I have seen that just now it has been an offer by builders. They are providing the huge apartment with already solar water heater having huge capacity. Understand? So, dear student, solar cooker or solar water heater, you are already well aware and you have studied in your previous standard also. Understand? May I expect that some of the student may have solar cooker at home also. Understand? uh, Solar cooker is just a simple, understand, box assembly where mirrors are provided to concentrate the solar energy. Understand? And those mirrors which concentrate the solar concentrate sun radiation inside the cooker will generate such a heat. Understand? By this heat, the food can get cooked very easily. Understand? And not only the food get cooked, it will also maintain its nutrient values also. Understand? Many people prefer to get their food cooked in solar cooker. Understand? No doubt, inside the solar cooker, sometimes the temperature rise beyond 100 degrees Celsius. So baking may not be quite efficient and possible in solar cooker, but the rest of the dal, rice, vegetables can be cooked very easily in solar cooker. And no doubt it requires little more time. Understand? You need a terrace where solar energy becomes incident in tremendous amount, then the food can be cooked very easily. Understand? Similar case, my dear student, if you just go if you are just look around, even in your apartment or society, you might be able to see solar water heater on the roof of many houses. Understand? Which also constantly supply hot water and even lukewarm water even in rainy season. It happens that during the rainy season, when it is little bit cloudy, understand, so it happens that you will receive little less hot water, but it constantly ensures supply of hot water in most of the time of the year. Understand? So this is actually, my dear student, solar cooker and solar water heater, understand, has been utilized since so many years, as I can expect, and I have heard and read about that. But one of the recent discovery, my dear student, is regarding solar panel. We all know about solar cell very well, and we also have studied somewhere in previous standard and as a general knowledge also that small solar panels, smaller, miniature, are fitted in calculator, in watch, etc. Understand? And even you must have also heard that solar car, understand, are also available, no doubt. uh, they are not practically yet feasible in our country, but it may be in some other country they are also utilizing solar panel cars. Now, dear student, so small miniature solar panels were utilized, that we all know. But if you just look around in last 5 years, government is also promoting it on a vast scale, that is solar roof panel. Maybe many of you may have erected solar roof panel on the top of your houses. What is actually that? They are huge solar panels in the range of maybe 2 kVR. kVR means, you know, dear student, kilowatt hour. Maybe 5 kVR, 6 kVR, depending on the utilization of electricity in your home. Understand? And even government are trying to promote it by providing the subsidies. Understand? In erection of solar panel. Actually, what is that, my dear student? They are huge silicon solar panels. You all know that solar cell or solar panels are such quite costly. If you can remember, if you just erect a 6 kVR solar panel, costing is around 2.25 lakh. Why it is so costly? The reason is that solar panel is made up of silicon. So you immediately ask me, "Okay, sirs, we have read at many times that so silicon is available in tremendous amount, but my dear student, for construction of solar cell, you require a special grade quality silicon. Not only that, but you require a good top graded quality silicon, and this silicon panel are to be joint welded by silver. That's why the cost of solar panel increases. Understand? But my dear student, if solar panel are erected, then it ensures total relief from the electricity bill, because it generates, when solar energy is incident on the solar panel, it generates electric energy. Simple principle of solar cell: conversion of solar energy into electric energy. It generates. Understand? Suppose, take an example. You have a 6 kVR solar panel on the roof of your home, then it generates generally during the day 6 units of electricity. So just you think, in 1 month, 30 into 6, 180 or more than that electric units are generated. Understand? Which will help you to reduce your electricity bill, and sometimes also make it totally nil. Understand? Even my dear student, I have heard, understand, that around in Vapi and Bharuch, many companies have already, they have first hired a huge plain ground where they have erected solar panel in large amount, and they are producing lots of electricity, and even they are selling it to the government or some other agencies. That means conversion of solar energy into electric energy and selling the electric units has become a huge business today because of the discovery of this solar panel. Understood? We used to just heard the word that solar panel are fitted in artificial satellite and space devices for the generation of electricity. We have heard this, but those solar panel we were just thinking and hearing, but nowadays You will just see, you just go on the terrace of your home and you see the terraces of other houses, you will see lots of solar panel erected on the top of the house. Understand? So solar panel, understand, is, my dear student, it is made so popular, understand, by the effort of the government to save electricity. You understood this? So this is one of the great alternative source of energy, I must say. That is topic 14.3.1, solar energy. You will read in the material in detail, dear student, and I just wanted to discuss one in detail. Other solar water heater and cooker you have already seen. Just I wanted to highlight the fact is solar panel. Understand? Now, if you just look at the other alternative source of energy, I must mention a very important source of energy, that is energy available. You can to make it more simple, as you all know, we are discussing topic 14.3. Understand, that's alternative. Okay, alternative sources of energy. Okay, in which just now I mentioned topic 14.3.1, where we discussed in detail about solar energy. You all know. Understand? And in that, dear student, what I really wanted to highlight, which has become very popular today, understand, that solar panel which we just now discussed. And I must guide you that you should go on the terrace of your apartment or house, and you should see the solar panel erected in most of the houses today, because of the sincere effort by the government to promote the utilization of solar panel to reduce the use of electric energy to be which is supplied by the government. Okay, dear student. And one more topic which we are targeting today is this, that is tidal energy. Tidal energy. What does this tidal energy means, dear student? What is the meaning of this? You all know, dear student, and if I just mention tsunami, what devastating devastating effects tsunami can create, that we all know, dear student. Understand, the huge waves in the size of altitude, heights of elevation of 12 to 14 meters. So now, dear student, we all know that lots of energy is associated with, understand, waves as well as tides and ebbs. What happens, dear student? Due to the gravitational effect of the moon, you have seen that on regular interval, if you go to the sea coast and if you just watch and remain there, you will come to know on regular interval tides and ebbs happens. Understand, in sea. Now what happens, dear student? You have seen during the tide the water lift up, understand, and cross across the sea coast, understand, and runs back during the ebb. So lots of energy is actually associated with water during tides. if we develop some such mechanism and technical device, dear student, to harness this energy, understand, and develop such devices at some narrow opening of the sea, and we construct them in such a way that this energy of the water during tides can be utilized to rotate the turbine, we are able to produce electricity in regular basis. But for that, dear student, we require a proper site. Understand? At the same time, if you think of wave energy, I just mentioned, understand, one tsunami, if you know, and it became popular when we experienced in the world tsunami at Sri Lanka. You all know very well. Yes, such a devastating effect it created. Understand? It destructed and it almost it destructed totally the all villages near the sea coast. So, how much enormous amounts of energy is associated with sea waves. You must have gone to on sea coast and you taken bath in sea at that time, dear student. If you just stand, understand, and you wait for the waves to come, and when the wave strikes your body, it throws you. You can just experience the energy associated with waves. So, if, dear student, if we develop some technology near the sea coast where constant colliding of the waves, understand that that energy of the wave can somehow be utilized to rotate the turbine by constructing some turbine near the sea coast in proper place, we are able to get and produce lots of electric energy even by utilizing the energy of the sea wave. Understand? So that is also, my dear student, one of the huge source of energy mankind has to excavate somehow. Understand? At the same time, if I mention one another source of energy, dear student, can understand, just think of this, dear student. Okay, uh, this is a topic. Suppose ocean thermal energy, another alternative source of energy. Understand what is actually ocean thermal energy comes under this title only. Yes, student? Ocean thermal energy. Let us discuss what is actually that. We have already explored how to utilize solar energy. Now these sources of energy, either tidal energy or energy associated with sea waves, to be more specific, we can call wave energy. And now, dear students, ocean thermal energy. All these three forms of energy needs to be explored and needs to be utilized by developing, understand, some such technical devices and technology so that we can harness either tidal energy, wave energy, or ocean thermal energy. Actually, what does it mean, dear student? You all know very what is the meaning of ocean thermal energy? Thermal means it has something to do with the temperature. Now, what happens, dear student? Suppose I just saw the sea surface, okay? I just wanted to give you some guideline. Suppose this is a distance of 2 kilometer. Now, as you all know, dear student, very well, that sunlight is incident on the top surface, okay, and the water on the surface gets heated, but you must remember one thing, understand, it's very difficult to assess the depth of the sea. So what happens, the surface water is hotter compared to the water in the lower layer. Suppose just you think of this layer A, this layer B, and difference between the two layer is 2 kilometer, and if the temperature difference between these two layer is 20 degrees Celsius, or to be more specific 293 degree Kelvin, if such difference of temperature between these two layer is there, this I can call one layer, okay, from here, and this is layer A and this is layer B. Just think, if between these two layer this much temperature difference is an optimum necessity, so what happens, that they this hot layer of water, understand, definitely when the sunlight is incident on it, it produces the vapor, and this vapor, my dear student, can be utilized to run the turbine. Actually, you all know that steam is produced to run the turbine. So the vapor from the upper hot layer is utilized to run the turbine. Understand? And this turbine is connected with the generator. Actually, what happens? This vapor is utilized, understand, sometime to heat some volatile liquid like ammonia, and vapor is ultimately created, which is utilized to run the turbines, and these turbines are connected with the generator set to produce electricity. Now that vapor is again cooled down by harnessing or pumping the water from this layer, because it is cool water. This water is pumped up, and that ammonia vapor which was utilized to rotate the turbine is again condensed to water, and again it gets heated. Again that vapor produced, understand, is utilized to heat liquid ammonia to convert into vapor. So this is, my dear student, can be called utilization of ocean thermal energy. Just the temperature difference between the two layers will help us, understand, for generation of electricity. But as you know, proper tech, proper scientific mechanism to be developed to harness this remarkable, enormous amount of energy, understand, we need a specific devices, specific site of production, understand, we require all this to harness the energy associated with the sea. May either it be tidal energy, may either it be wave energy, or ocean thermal energy. Okay, dear student, to mention the next one, as you all know. Here I have utilized this word. Okay, now for suppose just take an example. If we take another topic, dear student, 14.3.3, that is, word is looking somewhat like this, but it is actually different. Geothermal energy. Because the name itself implies, it has also to do with ultimately the thermal temperature. You all have heard, and it has remained a topic of social study, the volcanic eruption, dear student. Try to understand what is actually the meaning of of geothermal energy. What happens, dear student, if you go and travel in the interior layers of the earth, temperature goes on increasing at the rate of 1 degree Celsius per 32 meter, as you all know. So now when you go and travel in the deeper layers of the earth crust, there is tremendous temperature inside at a greater depth in the earth crust, and the temperature is so high in the lower layers of the earth that it can even melt rocks and minerals. And these rocks and mineral when melt due to such a enormous amount of temperature, we call it magma, as you know, or lava, which always try to look for the weaker section of the earth and blast and come out in the form of volcanic eruption. But my dear student, if this magma or lava, which is actually a mixture of molten rocks and mineral, come in contact with the groundwater, then the groundwater in the deeper layer of the earth becomes hot, and this hot water also try to find the weaker section of the earth and comes out in the form of hot water spring. Understand, along with the steam energy. You must have visited even in Saurashtra, Tulsi Siam. Understand, where you will see the hot water wells they have created, where we take holy bath. Actually, we have termed it as holy bath because natural hot water is springing out from there, but actually, it is the groundwater which has come in contact with the magma and it comes out. Similarly, if you have visited, my dear student, Uttaranchal, you Yamunotri and all, you will see the swimming hot water swimming pool there. Understand? So this hot water and steam is also a great source of energy which can be, if properly harnessed, can be utilized for the production of electricity, as you all know. Understand? So also this geothermal energy, no doubt, geothermal energy is not such hotspots are not found everywhere in the country and in the world. In some of the countries, understand, Finland, understand, there they are finding lots of hotspots, and they've developed a technology to utilize this hot water spring for production of steam energy, which can be utilized to generate electricity. Understand? But my dear student, all this tidal energy, wave energy, ocean thermal energy, geothermal energy are just those expectations that these are such alternative sources like solar energy which we are utilizing today. Understand, and become a commonplace. Understand, this source of energy are still not so feasible and available in the market. Understand, they are not utilized by every country and hasn't yet become an authentic and assured source of energy for production of electricity. Understand, dear student? Mention one another, which I think a topic of general knowledge and you all know, that is nuclear energy. Just think, my dear student, nuclear energy, not a new word for you. If you just want to sum up, nuclear energy can be classified into two types: fission energy and fusion energy. What is the meaning of fission energy? So, dear student, there are some radioactive elements available like uranium, plutonium, thorium, etc. Now, what happens when you split this either uranium, plutonium, thorium, which are actually coming in the category of radioactive elements, understand, possessing higher atomic mass in the range of 233, 238, 235, etc., and atomic number more than 92, as you know. So what happens when this, suppose we just confine ourselves to uranium rather than thinking of plutonium, thorium, etc. When uranium atom is bombarded by low energy neutrons, then this uranium atom will splits into two lower elements, that is either krypton and barium, whatever the lower element, and during the splitting of uranium atom, understand, not only two lower elements are formed, krypton and barium, but lots of energy is also released. Understand? Not only energy, dear student, during the splitting of one uranium atom, energy and three extra neutrons are generated. Somehow, if you develop a mechanism, it looks like this, dear student. Suppose one uranium atom splitted, two lower product are formed, that I am not writing, but energy is generated, E1 I say, and three neutrons are also generated. Now, dear student, if we develop some such special mechanism to absorb this extra two neutron, understand, and that mechanism is actually available in the nuclear power stations, where nuclear energy is utilized for the production of electricity. Now what happens, suppose this is first stage, we bombarded the uranium by neutron and energy is produced, 3 extra neutron, these two are absorbed by special mechanism, and this neutron available will split another uranium atom. So again energy is created, dear student, again 3 neutron are generated, okay, again 3 neutrons. Again, dear student, the same mechanism, two neutrons are absorbed and one neutron is available which will split another uranium atom, and again the energy is available. So, dear student, what do you mean by, if you have heard the word chain reaction? What is that actually? Chain reaction simply means go on splitting uranium atoms successively one by one, and, and production of nuclear energy in every stage becomes stable and available. This energy, dear student, which is obtained by splitting of the uranium atom, understand, is actually harnessed, actually it is stored, like, as you know, that lots of solar energy is converted into electric energy, but you need a device to store this electric energy, which we call storage batteries. So here, dear student, enormous amount of nuclear energy is produced, but that energy needs to be stored. It's not a topic of our discussion, but I must say that this, you need a special chemical called coolants, which actually store this nuclear energy, and this nuclear energy is utilized to heat water to produce the steam. Steam is run turbine. Turbine connected with generators, electric power is produced. Okay, so this is actually the general mechanism in utilization of nuclear energy. But my dear student, lots of countries understand are utilizing nuclear energy today for the production of electric energy, but it is dangerous also. No doubt it supply lots of nuclear energy and sufficient for the production of electric power, but at the same time, where will you throw the nuclear waste? Because it is the nuclear waste is ultimately the radioactive elements only. To throw it anywhere is not going to serve. You can't dump it in earth. You can't throw it in water sources because it is quite dangerous for the aquatic life. So dear student, what is happening today? Nuclear energy, many countries are actually adopting. We also in India have 3 to 4 nuclear power station, Kalpakam in Tamil Nadu and all, understand? So where we are also utilizing the nuclear fuel, I must say, for the production of electric power. But the basic question is where to throw this nuclear waste. Understand? Actually, lots of rumors are available in market that this country are saving the nuclear waste in this way, but the concrete arrangement for converting this nuclear waste into non-pollutant and throwing anywhere is still a great quest for the mankind to think, understand? So this is nuclear energy. Now dear student, nuclear energy available from fission is more destructive than the nuclear energy available from fusion. Fusion is totally different word. In fusion, two atoms are fused and energy is produced. You must have heard isotopes of hydrogen. To be specific, hydrogen, deuterium, tritium, if you can remember. So, my dear student, when two deuterium nucleus, I just mentioned one deuterium, you must be knowing hydrogen is mentioned 1H1, deuterium is mentioned 1H2, tritium is mentioned 1H3. So what happens if by creating extreme high temperature and high pressure in range of lakhs of Pascal, dear student, if somehow we are able to fuse two deuterium nucleus, they will form helium nucleus. But at this time, so much enormous amount of energy is created, which we call nuclear fusion energy. It is less devastating than the nuclear energy produced by fission. Understand? The hydrogen bomb is one of the best example of this fusion bomb. Similarly, my dear student, how much energy is created that you can just understand by taking an example of sun, means all star. Why all star are twinkling and releasing so much radiation energy for many years? You can think our sun, I think, estimated by the scientists of the world, 5 billion year long now in middle age, then still 5 billion. So you can say what is the age of our sun? 10 billion year. So each and every star are going to generate energy around in the 10 billion years. So how this energy actually generated in star? So that is by fusion only. How this star radiate energy? So star are actually an assembly of two gases only, hydrogen and helium. Initially, helium was not there, hydrogen clouds were there. Helium was in minimum amount, but hydrogen atom fused together when the temperature of the during the formation of star rose beyond 1 lakh degree Celsius. So hydrogen atom fused and they formed helium atom, and during the fusion of two hydrogen lots of energy is radiated. In any star, so many hydrogen atom, pair of hydrogen atom are fusing, producing helium and producing lots of energy which radiate the star for almost 10 billion years. You can just imagine how much enormous amount of energy is generated. So nuclear energy, dear student, are available in two format, either fission or fusion energy. Both has advantage and disadvantage. Both are going to be play their role. Understand? But most of the countries, even Japan, Russia, China, America, India also, are actually engaged in utilizing the nuclear energy for the production of electric energy. So, dear student, these are the alternative sources of energy we have discussed. Understand? Now, just a simple topic of 14.4 and 14.5, environmental consequences. I don't think I need to discuss, dear student. We have discussed both sources of energy, conventional, non-conventional, alternative sources of energy. Utilization of all source of energy, my dear student, has some merits, so at the same time have some demerits also. It may cause some environmental devastating effects also. Understand? But we can't stop utilizing these resources available in nature. What we need to do is to take enough care that our nature does not get much disturbed to irreparable damage. That is our duty. Understand? Otherwise, utilization of this fossil fuel called petroleum and natural gas is going to has created and will still create tremendous environmental pollution. Understand? That's why we are looking for some alternative sources of energy which are less hazardous to the environment. Understand? Otherwise you must be hearing in newspaper, reading in newspaper, and if you are just seeing the television, you must have heard. Understand that lots of nuclear accidents took place. Understand? And anytime such nuclear accident, means in nuclear power reactor, if any such mishap or accident took place, it is going to cause lots of irreparable damage. Understand? In the surrounding, right? Maybe for flora or fauna, for both it is going to be very devastating. Understand, dear student? And one more thing, how long all these sources of energy which we call conventional and we are utilizing, called petroleum, natural gas, is going to last, dear student? They are actually non renewable and has limits. They are exhaustible sources of energy and going to be utilized in the near future. So it becomes our duty to find some alternative sources of energy, and that's why mankind are totally attending, understand, on these alternative sources of energy, either solar energy has been utilized to a tremendous scale in nowadays, but they are targeting tidal energy, energy from sea wave, ocean thermal energy, geothermal energy, nuclear energy, to the best benefit for the mankind. At the same time, dear student, it becomes our duty also to save our environment, understand, which is the greatest gift of the nature, and we all need to maintain it and understand, because if we do not maintain our natural resources and environment, it is going to cause danger for our own soul survival of mankind on this earth. Okay, dear students, so we have to take enough care, and we have to look for finding some other sources of energy. Okay, dear student, so one thing make clear, that this particular chapter, dear student, chapter 14, sources of energy, understand, this chapter is ultimately, it look to me a general knowledge chapter, understand, right? So we just completed it in 2 lectures. Material has been already available to you. You just go through that. It is sufficient, and you can understand each and every topic very thoroughly. Make one thing very clear, dear student. Either conventional or non-conventional alternative sources of energy, no sources of energy can be called totally, thoroughly pollution free, or you can't compare one source of energy with other. You can say that this fuel is little less pollutant than the other. Otherwise, the side effects or consequences are already going to occur when you utilize any sources of energy. Okay, dear student, so we have completed this particular chapter in 2 lectures. You just need to read it thoroughly by yourself. Understand any query, you can ring me. Okay, dear student, thank you very much.